Break Studios. It's Dan and Doug. Check it out. Come on! So, get hyped. Be hyped. This is The Hype.
What is going on, everybody? It's time for The Hype. We had a week off. We're back. We've got so many things to talk about. I mean, we can't even fit it in an hour. There's been just an amazing sports week, an amazing week of releases. We're going to talk about it all today. We're going to have product reviews and the pluses and minuses. We're going to talk about NBA. We're going to talk about some Prism, 5-star, World Series. Dan's got the crud. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
He's going to do sign language today. He's going to hold up some signs.
Yeah, the more I talk, the more it hurts. So this is going to be
all for you guys.
Gonna be a C-Rad Doug show here.
C-Rad just had a birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, man.
What, 23? 23?
Yep. 22.
22.
Man, 1 year drinking. It's crazy how that works out for you. But man, Halloween birthday. That's gotta be interesting, man. What's the best Halloween birthday story you got?
You know what? Because my birthday is on Halloween, I don't have any too many crazy stories, especially since having kids. I had kids kind of young. You know, I think I had my first daughter when I was 21. So.
Oh, last year?
Yeah. So we just take her out. We just take the kids trick or treating. I was telling you earlier. Sharing my birthday with Halloween is interesting. Like the kids, I love it for the kids. Kids love it, but for me, it's like whatever.
Hey, have you ever went dressed up in your birthday suit on Halloween?
Hey, nah.
You could get away with it, man. You're like, hey, it's my birthday. I'm wearing my suit. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But let's get right into the World Series, epic World Series that's going down right now. We got Game 7 tonight. It's been all sorts of entertainment, drama, excitement. I mean, it's been incredible. Astros, Dodgers. I mean, it's going to be sad that tonight's the last game. Can we make it a 9-game series? Jesus. Can we drag this on a little bit longer? You know what I'm saying? But man, there's been some manager mistakes. There's been some home run derbies going on. I mean, that game that was 13-12. I mean, Carlos Correa hit a home run that I thought was a pop-up that left the stadium. I mean, Puig called the Astros stadium a baby stadium, and I don't think he was far from the truth. That game looked like they were playing in a minor league, a kiddie league, 200-foot fences, the way the balls were flying out that game.
Don't give MLB any ideas, man. They will make it a 9-game series.
And they're going to bring in the fences, too, I think, if they could.
They're all right. After the game, we're going to do a home run derby to determine the champion.
After they go 20 innings
After
tonight?
they go 20 innings, they're just going to stop.
Ooh, that's a good idea. You're onto something.
They're going to stop, and they're going to be like, all right, home run derby and bonus points for distance. And, yeah. That's pretty much what's going to go down. Major League Baseball doesn't want it to end. It's been exciting. It's been some good baseball. Actually, You know what? It's been some exciting baseball. I'm not going to call it good baseball. It's been exciting.
Yes. It's definitely, people that aren't baseball fans that are tuning in to watch, there's definitely been some excitement, and it's bringing people that are casual fans in to watch this game and talk about this game. And
yeah,
it's good for baseball.
That's been huge for World Series this year. A lot of guys who I know, once the Giants are out of the the playoffs, they stop watching baseball. I get a bunch of messages them talking about the World Series. I'm like, what?
Yeah. I mean, you go on Facebook, you're like, whoa, I didn't even know this person watches sports. And so they're talking about the Dodgers, they're starting to talk about the World Series. So Bellinger's is arrived. He's doing his thing. I mean, his prices for his cards are approaching Judge status. You would think with what's going on right now, they'd be above Judge status, but they're getting close. Judge at his peak was at $700. This is the Bowman Chrome hobby you want of Bellinger. It's the 2015 Bowman Chrome is first. That's the base version, sold recently for $499. Judge at his height, I think, was at $700-800. But this is the more shocking thing, that the fact that Alex Bregman, as well as he's been playing, is still selling for around $100 on his first Bowman. And I think the guy actually could be in the conversation if they win tonight for MVP. I think
Dude,
Bregman.
I thought
he doesn't hit for enough power.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I mean, that's the one downfall. He's probably one of the better hitters on the team.
Yeah.
I thought
Pure hitter.
Bregman would be close to the Judge. I guess severely wrong.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I started collecting. I remember I had this idea about 4 months ago to start collecting Bregman because the Astros had the best record in baseball, and like their top rookie's going to sell. I mean, $100. Don't get me wrong; it's still good for a base auto. You get a gold and stuff like that. You're doing well, but I mean, it's not close to Bellinger and Judge Money. So, what do you guys think? In 5 years from now, whose cards are going to sell better, Judge or Bregman?
Judge.
Is that a dumb question?
Judge, yeah.
That was kind of a dumb question.
Judge hit ball far.
I don't have enough experience in. Let me ask you guys actually, because I don't know the baseball market as well. Do championships factor in like like it does in basketball or any other sport like football maybe with the rookie cards?
There will be a honeymoon period for a while.
Yeah.
There'll be like Bregman. There'll be about 6 months into next season that if they do win the World Series, it will affect his value for about 6 months. Then it kind of drops off. You saw it with guys like Brandon Crawford and Joe Panic, because I know Doug and I were like buying a lot of Giants cards at that point.
Even Bumgarner for that reason as well.
And yeah, I mean, Panic stuff went up when they won.
Yeah.
And now it's back down to where it was.
I mean, if they win tonight, say Bregman hits a home run, somehow gets the MVP for the World Series, that could be a $400 card overnight. So get your cards ready. If you're in the market of selling and you have Bregmans like this, get ready to post tonight, maybe on a one-day auction, because that's going to be the highest it's probably going to be for a while, unless he wins another championship, wins a batting title, so on and so forth. But a lot of promise from this kid, a lot of promise from the Astros, and it's incredible that they have so many young guys. I think their cleanup hitter's like 23. I mean, you got Springer, you got Correa, you got Yuli Gurriel, you've got this young core group that's going to be the future of MLB.
Gurriel, I think, is 32 years old.
No.
He is. Hey, speaking of Yuli, did you guys see that? My wife was actually the one to tell me about the whole Asian thing or Japanese thing of him.
Yeah, he is 33.
He's 33, so you got a lot of young guys on that team, like Yuli Gurriel.
33 is a new 23. Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday. Supposedly he did that to Darvish.
Yeah.
He called him a slur in his language that meant Chinese boy or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And I guess Darvish really didn't take that much offense to it. He says he's been called it before, blah, 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 no big deal. But the baseball suspended him for 5 games.
Next year.
Yes. So they said the reason they did that is they didn't want to punish the Astros. But yeah, it's kind of ticky-tacky. If you're going to suspend somebody, you shouldn't probably suspend them right away.
Yep.
I don't want to get racial on the show, but I guarantee you if that was an African-American player, it probably would have been a little bit different. He probably would have been suspended right away.
Hell yeah.
But once again, we're not about talking about politics and race, but that's probably the obvious thing right there. But you know what? I got to give props to Darvish in that situation because he handled it like an absolute professional. He didn't care. He was just like, whatever, let him play. I'm not bothered by it. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Somebody that was looking for fame or somebody that was looking for an extra kind of income other than baseball might have taken that as a boosting point, started like a YouTube career or a social media career talking about it, and he didn't. So props to him. I mean, I have a lot of respect for Darvish in that regard.
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure these guys get called, more things than that, I mean, that obviously is not great, but
he just got caught on camera.
Yeah, he got caught on camera making the eyes and stuff like that, which is...
And just one thing aside, just last comment about that situation. It's weird because he played in Japan for such a long time.
Right, so I think he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said that was the other argument about it, was that he knew what it meant because he was trying to play like he didn't know what he meant.
Yeah.
So, but they're saying because he's not going to protest the 5-game suspension for next year, but of course he's not going to.
It's only 5 games.
Yeah, but he winds up losing $360,000 for 5 games.
Woo.
So, that's I bet you won't do it again for that price.
Hell no.
I wanted to talk about the multiple reports. This is obviously showing that the balls are juiced, but multiple pitchers are saying the World Series baseballs are not the same as the regular season baseball. They're not able to throw sliders. Kershaw, I believe, a couple of pitchers on the Astros. There's been like 4 or 5 pitchers that have said, hey, I can't throw my slider. There's something different about this ball.
Kershaw would say that.
Right, I know, after getting blown up. But Major League Baseball came out and said they didn't do anything different other than the fact that there's a World Series logo on the ball is the only thing that's different. Now, I don't know where these balls were. We're talking about balls. I don't know where these balls were. Maybe they were in like a temperature change or something like that, or you can just go on a full conspiracy route and say that they did something to make the game more exciting. I don't know. What do you think?
All year. I've been talking about it all year.
You have been.
All year the balls have been juiced. People love home runs. They may be wound a little bit tighter going into the World Series. I mean, this is the one thing about this World Series that I usually, when a team will have a back end of their relief pitching, like usually that's lockdown. That's like really what got them there. And leads are usually pretty safe.
Yeah.
In this series, no lead is safe.
No, not at all.
Late in the game, 7th, 8th, 9th inning, how many lead changes? How many runs have been scored late in the game? Where are these lockdown relief pitchers? I mean, even Kenley Jansen, I've seen get hit. So I mean, what is going on here? Like, what is different between every other postseason series I've seen in my lifetime or regular season game? What is the deal?
I know. What was it, game 1 or game 2? I think there was 8 home runs by 8 different players or something like that. It was ridiculous.
I mean, there was a home run. I think it was like Culberson, who is not even a power hitter, hit a home run, and it looks like he looked like he was off balance when he hit it.
Yeah.
He didn't even square up the ball. I mean, I don't know. It's crazy.
It's definitely interesting. I mean, the Houston Astros ballpark is a live ballpark. I mean, it is very live out there. So that could be also, building up the fact and adding to the conspiracy theory. But I also want to point out the fact, and in the next slide, there's been some bad managing. So you don't have and I'm a homer. You don't have Bruce Bochy out there knowing how to put the right pitcher in the right situation. I mean, the Dodgers would have already won this series if he didn't pitch Brendan Monroe on 3 back-to-back games, and he couldn't even get an out in Game 6 or in Game 5. Couldn't even get an out in Game 5 in the 7th inning. He got pulled out of the game. It was funny because Joe Buck was talking about it, that the fact that Dave Roberts told him prior to the game that Moreau was not going to be available for this game because he had pitched so much already that he's not going to be available. So in the 7th inning, they show him warming up, and they're like, Joe Buck's like, I don't know, you said he wasn't going to start this game. He's not going to play. He's thrown 11 of the last 12 games. Not going to put him in. Puts it in, and it was almost like we all knew that he was going to get blown up because of the forecasting and the narrative that was already happening about it. So yeah, he came in yesterday, and he didn't allow a run yesterday, but he had a day of rest in between. So I don't know if you with the whole roster there, with all the starters there, I don't know why you have to go to a guy. And I played baseball for about 15 years. Obviously, never get anywhere near the pros. When you see a pitcher over and over again, that's the mystique of relievers. You don't play a reliever, you don't face a reliever that many times during the season. If you see him 3 back-to-back games, and especially if he's going to lose a few MPHs off his fastball, you're going to be able to see it. So, bad managing, I think, also led to a lot of runs being happening as well, a lot of home runs, is my opinion. So, but it's been exciting. It's been exciting, and we're talking about it. It's been one of the most exciting World Series that I can remember. So, I want to go move on to 5-star. Came out today.
I thought we were gonna do like a who's gonna win the World Series, who's gonna get the MVP. Is that?
Oh, you want to do that?
I was gonna do that. I thought that we were gonna do that. A little improv.
Let's do it. We know I know who your pick is. Let's tell everybody who's gonna win and who's gonna be the MVP.
All right. Dodgers are gonna win. The MVP will be Yasiel Puig.
Wow.
He will hit a walk-off.
Are you taking too much cold medicine?
He'll hit a walk-off home run.
That's a lot of cold medicine.
Walk-off homer. Yasiel Puig. Dodgers win.
I think there's more of a chance of him coming and ripping somebody's head off on the field than him winning the MVP tonight.
Mark my words. Actually, I said that like a week and a half ago, so I'm going to stay true to it.
I like the Astros. I think McCullers is going to pitch lights out. The guy was out there throwing after the game while Thomas and all those guys were on the field. He was out there throwing, getting ready. His mind is there. He's ready. And I think Bregman's going to hit a home run today, and he's going to win the MVP. Astros win. That's my pick. C-Rad, you got a take on who's going to win and who's going to be MVP?
I think the ball is going to be flying out the park tonight. I have no pick. Astros.
Tie game. Home run derby decides. Coin flip.
They should do like soccer where they do, you go tie after a certain amount of innings instead of like a shootout. You just do a home run derby. That'd be pretty awesome. Don't give the MLB any ideas.
So Conrad's going to Astros.
Yeah, Stros.
Who's the MVP?
I think because of the I think the MVP is probably going to be I don't know. Give it to that old man, Yuli. I'm just kidding.
Hey, he actually has had a couple good games. I can see that. Brent chimed in, says, Dan, you're ruining the show. You're ruining the go. He said, I think that means show, with your hipster rhetoric. Please explain, Brent. I'm interested to see. Dan is very hipster, though. He just finished. If you haven't seen his feet, he doesn't have any shoes on right now, and you've got the patchouli burning in the back of back. I think he's wearing a hemp shirt too at the same time. So definitely hipster. I'm with you there. 5-star release today, guys, and it's one of the best looking designs that I've seen.
Actually brought my beach cruiser today.
Your stand rail?
Yep. Brought my beach cruiser into work today. Got some flip flops on.
Nice. I'm surprised you're wearing a shirt. Cards look amazing. This is one of the cards that already hit eBay. Aaron Judge silver signatures. I think this one's up there for like $500. They've kind of fixed the chipping issue that we've known for years for 5-star. It looks very clean. You're looking at 2 hits a box. You're looking at 16 hits in a case. And we did 2 cases so far, and we had big names in all of them. Correa patch in the first one, Donnie Baseball nickname, Andrew Benintendi. So it's been a pretty loaded product, and we have more cases today. MojoBreak.com, as you can see, we're actually going to be getting into case, I think, 3 after the show here. So you guys can jump right in on that. I think there's some discounted teams. And if you use the code, I believe it's Star Savings, will get you 15% off any team-style break on the site. So that includes 5-star. So save big, win big, and get into some 5-star today. So we'll move on past 5-star, and we'll talk about the NBA. Full swing. It's an exciting season. It seems like there's so many more storylines this year.
I love it.
So many rookies just already making an impact. And then we've got the Greek M&F freak, who is just freaking out the hobby because his card prices are literally nuts right now. And he's just playing out of his mind.
Respectively so.
Will he continue, C-Rad? Is this guy going to win the MVP this year?
I don't know if he's going to win the MVP because I believe he's going to have to take his team as a high seed in the East to win the MVP. He's definitely going to be in the conversation all year long. I think his stats-wise, he's gonna still be up there. I would say like close to 30, if not over 30 per game. Probably close to triple-double every game. But I don't know. I'll say top 5 MVP right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely shown it so far. If he could stay, I mean, he hasn't really had an injury career or anything.
No,
but,
he's very
healthy. It seems like. So we'll see. I mean, if you see his prisms, man, and this is one that's got a day left. It's insane. We're talking
so much for my plan to pick up some Giannis's this year.
$1,800. Now, keep in mind for you guys that don't collect basketball.
Where's the auto?
Yeah.
Where's the auto?
Where's the numbering?
Where's the numbering?
That is a base card.
That is still got a lot of time left in it.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is insane. 9.5.
And those actually grade well. Like there's probably a fair amount of 9.5s out there.
Well, you know, we did open a lot of 2013. We had to take a lot. If you guys rewind, if you haven't been in this hobby a long time, you weren't collecting 13-14. 13-14 was almost bleaker than 16-17 as far as rookies are concerned.
Oh, yeah, by far.
You had Oladipo coming out, and you had Carter Williams coming out, and people were kind of talking about Greek Freak, but not much.
Not really.
People couldn't say his name. I mean, people still can't say his name.
I can't say his name.
I can't either. So I think C-Rad's a pro at it. How do you say his name again?
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
See? Perfect.
Antetokounmpo.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
It's Giannis, too. I still call him Giannis.
Yeah, I mean, I should know that. I do go to a Greek place, and it's called, like, Yasu. So I should be, it's not with a G, though, but, I should know that that's how it goes. I like Greek food. Shout out to Feta. But, yeah, Prism. This is a crazy thing. I'm about to run in the back because we have cards that we've opened over the years. These boxes that this card was in, they were at $29 at one point.
Hell yeah.
We were
actually giving packs away. The hitless packs were 13-14. That may have come out of a hitless pack from one of our breaks.
Well, and if you guys don't, the silver prisms didn't catch on until 14-15. So then people went backwards on the rookies. So this is a new Topps Chrome. Topps Chrome, Kobe Bryant's and LeBron James go for a lot. This is the new Chrome since we don't have any other licensed product. This, I mean, we probably have some. I mean, you guys need to go. If you collected in open packs, you want to go through your cards. This is one of those situations where you wait 4 or 5 years. You're like, maybe I have one of those because at the time it was a card that you just probably didn't even top load. Literally,
I may have some. I actually
we probably do.
It blows.
I wish I had some.
I have like you, I probably have tons of cards at home. You have probably shoebox and shoeboxes of cards. I'm gonna go through them.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many cards we donated.
Yeah.
There was probably 30 of those.
Oh, easily. They made us buy 13, 14 Prism to get, I think, 14, 15 National Treasures.
Yeah.
So we were like, oh, God. And now if we would have held on to, I think, boxes, I don't even think anybody has boxes for sale. I think they're like $700 boxes just because of the fact that you can get this silver Giannis.
Unbelievable. It's actually literally hurting my head because we could have literally bought these boxes for $30 last year.
No, I mean, we probably 20 cases we probably had that we gave away like for hitless packs.
Oh, yeah, easily. I mean, hindsight's 20/20. But if you don't know the story, these silver Prisms prior to the 14-15 season, actually, I'm sorry, prior to the 15-16 season,
15-16, yeah.
they were going for $5 to $10. And then for some reason with Cat and Porzingis, people have this conspiracy theory that there was a buying group, never been proven, so obviously it's a conspiracy theory, that these guys were grading their cards, and then they all bought these from people on eBay for a couple dollars when they were selling. They collected 400 to 500 to 600 or 700 of them, or however astronomical amount of figures, and they bid on each other's cards to drive up the value on these cards. So they went from a $5 card to a $200 card. Now they're, the sky's the limit on some of these guys, and it was all like it was created by like 20 or 30 people is what the conspiracy theory is on this. I mean, it makes sense. These guys were like, hey, there's no Topps Chrome. We need to make Topps Chrome, and they did. They had the silver Prisms. So,
where there's smoke, there's fire.
Right. So that's why 17, 18 Prism, ridiculous. Get in some now. It's going to go up. It's going to go even higher. I mean, Lonzo Balls are going to be silver, non-numbered Lonzo Balls, probably $1,000 out of the gate, ungraded. I mean, graded even more. So, and then you got Tatum, you got
any of the rookies.
Right.
Oh my goodness,
it's insane, and that's why hobby boxes. You don't want autos, you want silver Prisms.
Yeah, it's gonna be a feeding frenzy for Prism this year.
Absolutely. And that's the beauty of this hobby is we can actually have a card that doesn't have an autograph on it, and it's not numbered, that sells for this much. So you see that with Young Guns, and Panini's really not had a insert or a base card that's ever sold well until these silver Prisms. So very cool, and very, very, easy to get. You can buy packs and stuff like that. A lot of people have these. So I want to know how many they made. There's probably like 2,000 or 3,000 of each guy, and they're going for this price. It's insane.
Sigh.
So, and I have a little link for Ben Simmons too. So Ben Simmons didn't have any autographs last year, but his silver Prisms same price as Giannis.
By the way, Ben Simmons.
What jersey is he wearing there?
I think it's an NBA jersey.
NBA jersey?
Yeah, it looks like an NBA draft photo.
Sweet.
What were you gonna say, C-Red?
Ben Simmons. Mm-hmm. He's a big baller.
Benjamin Simmons.
So you can see that one. Gem Mint 10 from my buddy Probstein.
Silver Prisms.
Silver Prism, not numbered, $2,200. It's insane.
Woo!
Stupid.
Hey, that one's PSA.
Yeah, and it's a PSA.
Once upon a time last year, these were going for $200 raw.
Yep. Could have swooped them all up, got them graded. I mean, the guy's scoring, 18 points, 9 boards, 8 assists.
He's tearing up.
He's a pretty good basketball player.
He's by far the best 16-17 prospect.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's a reason, like, we understand why he went number 1 now.
Yeah. Yep, and Bus is like, time to dig through my commons. Yeah, absolutely. Find silver Prisms. Even if it's like a guy that's not really broke through yet, put it to the side, There might be a guy that breaks through like a Rodney Hood or something like that, that may be like $5 now, but he starts playing well for the Jazz and boom,
Rodney Hood.
Yeah, he caught a little steam last year before the end of the season. So
how about Devin Marble? I have a 101.
Oh, you know who I got?
I have a 101 of him.
You know who I got that's blowing up, dude? Kevon Looney.
There you go. After that one game, you got to sell. One game.
The Warriors aren't gonna sign him.
Dude, I got
they came out and said they're not gonna sign him to an extension.
Yeah.
Dude, I have an Aqua Prisms of Kevon Looney, dude.
Oh, you do? Nice. Yeah, where's he gonna go? Sacramento or something? Stay in the state. All right, I wanted to get into Prism like we were just talking about. We have pre-sale. We got 4 cases on the site for PYTs. Spots are flying. People are using the discount code today and buying in on Prism, getting ready for these silver Prisms.
Get ready, guys.
And
Get
I mean,
ready.
and don't discount the golds and all the other color you can get of these main guys. They're going to sell well. So it's going to be phenomenal, and it's going to be gone quick with this rookie class.
Got a question. So, silver Prism.
Yes.
You think it's not going to outsell a gold, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's stupid.
No, I don't think it's gonna outsell gold.
Yeah, I think Doug's high.
I think gold will still be high.
Nothing outsells a gold.
Let's see.
We got gold.
I think gold, but it'll outsell the other colors.
Yeah, for sure.
Gold, Prism.
It won't outsell the gold or
Simmons.
the emeralds, or whatever the number 5s are.
Let's see. There's probably not any on there. Well, there's a 6500 Prism Mosaic one, but that's buy it now or best offer. The select sold for 1800. That's a select. So yeah, I mean you're right. The gold's probably trump, obviously.
Yeah, because
the silvers.
Yeah, those the people that are trying to make that rainbow, they're gonna pay whatever they need to get the gold.
Well, if you remember when Prism first came out in 12-13, the golds were the one people wanted.
Hell yeah.
So those have kind of always been a staple. All those other kind of junk colors they throw in over the years haven't really. It's kind of like the Bowman situation. People don't like the extra colors, but the gold and the silver are the staple.
Like the purple die cut.
Yeah, it's like who gives a F? Who gives a F?
Who gives an F?
Like another point too, like I know you mentioned it a little bit earlier, but the autos really don't matter in Prism at all.
I mean, it doesn't seem like it.
No.
You're not autograph hunting.
Mm-mm.
Rookie chasing.
Unless you get like a gold.
Right.
All right. So you're saying we're gonna do a break, and we're only gonna ship base. We're not gonna ship any
It's
autos.
gonna be the reverse of what it normally is. Ship all base.
Ship all base, no
No
autos.
We're not shipping autos.
Don't record us saying that because that won't happen. But it's funny because autos are worthless sometimes, and they always throw those crap guys in there like the Bojan Bogdanoviches and stuff. So there's the design for Prism this year. I think that's just the base, not the silver.
If it looks like football looks great. You know what I mean? So if it looks anything like football, the actual card, not the mock-ups, but.
And then I want to move on to some of the stats, and I wanted to get you guys' opinion on what's the most. We talked about this last week in football, or last show. What's the most? This is the leaders so far this year. What's the most surprising player on any of these lists? Probably mainly points per game, rebounds, and assists. We don't need to find Joe Ingles on the steals department there.
I was like, Jacob Poeltl in that field goal percentage is really surprising.
It's Pirtle, by the way.
Actually, the field goal percentage
Total.
none of those ever surprise me because those guys are always in the paint. Majority of them are like the centers and forwards that are playing in the paint anyways. So I don't know, man. Steals per game, I guess.
You sure it's Poeltl?
No, which player on the stat sheet on the top, or on any of them, is the most surprising to you so far this far in the season?
That's what I'm saying. I'm looking at this list. I don't see any that really surprises. Maybe Rudy Gobert with almost 3 blocks per game, I guess.
Yeah, that'll.
Actually,
that'll
no,
dip.
my bad. Not Rudy Gobert. I thought that said Rudy Gay.
Oh, yeah, Rudy Gobert. He's a big dude.
Yeah.
I would say Kristaps. I mean, at 29 points, we all knew. I mean, the Knicks don't have Melo anymore. And Porzingis is the New York Knicks, god now. But I would probably have pegged him more like an 18 to 20 point game, and he may fall to that. But 29 points this early on, Kristaps, man.
No, I'm not surprised by that, man. The unicorn is real.
I'm going Ben Simmons with 7.7 assists a game.
Really?
I mean,
that's shocking to you.
I think that stat could rise.
No, I mean, that just tells you I think the guy does everything.
Yep, he does.
Seven foot guy that's passing the ball.
7 foot guy who is basically being the facilitator.
Yeah,
that's surprising. I'm gonna go with Ben Simmons with 7.7 assists.
ESPN came out with an article recently about the top 5 and disappointments of the season so far, and obviously one of their top 5 surprises for teams is the Sixers, and they were saying how they might be further along than we all think.
Yeah.
As far as that contending in the East, and I think I tend to agree with Embiid and Ben Simmons in there. They are a really good team. I watched at least 4 of their league passes game this past week, and they seem pretty legit. They took Rockets to the limits twice, and they beat them once.
Yeah.
Also, look at the fact that Cousins is number 2 in points, number 4 in rebounds.
Yep.
Number 3 in blocks.
MVP right there. He actually is the highest fantasy point. I blocked it off because I didn't think it was relevant, but he's the highest fantasy point player for the year right now.
Well,
Cousins.
Boogie.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
do the simple math there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dwight Howard still he's in Charlotte now. I don't know
That's
if anybody knew that. Did anybody know that Dwight Howard's on the Hornets now?
That's your boy, dude.
Michael Jordan loves himself some centers.
I guess, but hey, 15 boards. I think he was shot. I think he missed 10 straight free throws the other night, but pulled down like 22 boards, so I guess he makes up for it.
Field goal percentage: Clint Capella, Rudy Gobert, Steven Adams, Domantas Sabonis.
A lot of big guys.
Yeah, all centers.
All guys in the paint.
All guys that I want running the point on my team.
Right.
That's my starting five right there.
But for those of you guys that don't know, Ben Simmons at 7 foot, he's trying to classify himself as 6'11" because I think he doesn't want to be 7 foot. He's calling himself a point guard. You ask him, people joke and laugh and say, no, he's not a point. He's a point guard. He is a 7-foot point guard, and we've never seen this in the NBA. So $2,000 may not be enough for Silver Prisms by the end of this year. So it might be some time to invest in Simmons.
Okay.
And all last year,
You're crazy.
I'm crazy for that?
Crazy.
I don't know how much higher they can go.
$10,000.
Uh-oh, there goes Dan.
See what happened?
Oh, shoot. What's going on right now, dude?
All right. Dan is in the dark. He's in a cave right now.
Oh, man.
The camera knew you didn't want to talk, and then it's like, we don't want to see you either. But we'll go ahead and, I talk most of the time anyway, so we'll keep it going. But I wanted to get into the rookie stats, and I know this is really hard to read right here, but as you can see, there's more than 10 guys that are averaging more than 10 points a game, which is incredible for rookies. These are all rookies. So you got Simmons at 18 points, you got Markkanen at 15, you got Kuzma at 14, you got Tatum at 14, you got Fox at 13. Who's James? I don't even know this James from Phoenix. Is that LeBron James on by accident? Who's James? I don't remember pulling his cards.
I don't know. Who is it?
I don't know. He's averaging 13 points a game, though. And then you got Collins on Atlanta. You got Dennis Smith Jr., Lonzo Ball's down there with 10, and Jackson down there on the Suns as well. So Suns got the rookie movement going.
This is, I would say this is pretty unprecedented for rookies. I haven't seen stats like this on the rookie years since 03-04. Like, the rookies don't score this many points per game.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Even early on this season, like, I've never seen this in the past maybe 5-6 years.
I don't think there was anybody last year that had more than like 6 or 7 points at this point. I think it was like Buddy Hield or something, or I can't remember exactly. But there was like no rookie that was scoring that many points. So
why is there why is Bogdanovich on there?
I think it's a different Bogdanovich.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a
there's
different
more than
Bogdanovich.
one.
There is, yeah.
Oh,
Sacramento.
crap. Is it brother?
If I had to put money on it, I'd say yes, but I'm not sure.
Cool.
Bogdanovich. Lonzo Ball shooting 30%. What do you guys think? Are we ready to say that Lonzo Ball can't shoot, or is he going through an early slump?
I was talking about this earlier in the week with somebody on the stream too. I still say with anything, like even like say like the Cavaliers that are not doing great right now, it's still too early to say. Because I think he came on the stream and said, now we can see Lonzo Ball isn't Jason Kidd. I was like, hold on. I went back, look at Jason Kidd's rookie stats. He was 11 points. I think it was like 7 assists and 5 rebounds, which is something I feel
Similar
like
to
Lonzo
Lonzo
can probably reach by the end of the year, right? The shooting, is an issue. I could say that we probably all would have figured that looking at how he shot in college, like his shooting form. And now he's facing stiffer competition. So, again, we're looking probably for the rebounds and the assists with him. Yeah, it would be nice for him to score more consistently. But I guess 2 weeks in, it's still too early to tell, I would say.
All right, I'm going to put up a Twitter poll. This is kind of a weak one, but I want you guys to chime in. Is Lonzo Ball for real? And you can answer on our Twitter at mojobreak_com. So let's talk about. You can go ahead and talk about some more of the rookies here. What's your take on Kuzma being up there? Kind of a surprise for the Lakers.
Oh, that's the other thing. Who I was talking to brought up. They're like Kuzma greater than Lonzo. I say Kuzma is a better scorer than Lonzo, but does Kuzma grab the same amount of boards and dish out the type of assist that Lonzo can? So I would say as far as the rookies on the Lakers, they're probably neck and neck on their value to the team right now because Kuzma Kuzma's almost like the leading scorer I think on the Lakers, isn't he?
I think so. Yeah, I think he is. I think there's a lot of guys hovering around that amount.
The other surprise I see on the sheet here is Markkanen. Markkanen has really been blown up the past week or so. He's been one of the more consistent rookies, and I think I forgot who it was, but they were saying it's like a Kristaps light almost. Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah.
I got something. Which if you look at that list, which one would you be most concerned with? Like which one you're like, uh-oh, for being a
Fultz.
lot. Yep, Fultz. I think
A glaring one.
Yep, that's mine.
Well,
Fultz is glaring. We talked about this before. He has a shoulder issue to the point where he's like he just hasn't been able to shoot the games that he did play, and you notice his shot is completely off. You watch him take a free throw, you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So all of his scoring has been coming off of drives. So I'm not gonna place too much emphasis on.
Well, what about Monk?
Malik Monk? Yeah, that's kind of surprising.
Kind of lower, yeah.
But Charlotte is playing well right now. With Kemba and Dwight there, they're playing well. We'll see how he does.
I didn't expect De'Aaron Fox to be in the 13s. I figured De'Aaron Fox would be good eventually, but I figured he'd be more of a slow starter. He's a small framed guy.
Yeah.
I just didn't think can translate right away.
I think it's his speed that's setting him apart early on.
Frank Mason.
Yeah, Frank Mason down there too. Sac. I mean, Sac's got some talent, man. Watch out for Sacramento in a couple years.
John Collins, Atlanta.
Yeah, John Collins is kind of surprising. TJ Leaf, 6 points. I mean, for the Pacers. So, but once again, for the Cards to spin this back around to the hobby, this is why all these products are going up. You can see right here early on. I mean, we're only 7-8 games in, and you've got these rookies already performing. This is unlike anything. I mean, I would next show I want to get a comparison to some of the other elite rookie classes and see if there's this many guys in a 10-point average.
No.
And I doubt that it's happened.
Well, I think we talked about this earlier, like before the draft, that like this draft class is so deep that there may be 4 or 5 guys out of this draft class that are going to be the best player on their team, like sooner than later. So
yeah, sooner or later. Yeah, you're right. I mean, you could also see OG kind of coming up in the ranks there. Toronto's really good. I mean, in a couple years, he could be a 20-point scorer as he kind of gets seasoned. You know what I mean? And Michael said that it's like around the horn that Dan got frozen out for the show. But you're back now, so.
I would say if I was a fan of any of these teams with these rookies on there, I'd be pretty excited.
Yeah,
For
absolutely.
the future.
So, I mean, does Lonzo Ball, speaking back to him, is it because of the 1 year in college that I think the NBA is kind of becoming a little more challenging from him early? Do you think he's going to get his average up to about NBA standard, 50-60% from the field?
Is that the standard, 50-60%?
I think, well, some of the leaders, I think, are 3 points usually 30-40%, right? So I think regular field goal percentage, correct me if I'm wrong,
50,
is like
right?
50-60%,
Yeah.
right?
he'll never be a 20 points a game player.
You don't think so?
Nope.
Yeah, because if you think about it, the person that we always compare him to, Jason Kidd, even Jason Kidd wasn't ever close to a 20-point per game.
Yeah. I mean, he's
it's just that's just not the type of player that they are. They're not elite scorers.
Yeah, I mean, I
know that's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking.
No, I'll disagree with you guys there. I mean, he's compared to Jason Kidd, I think, mainly because of his skin color, but I think he's also compared to him because of his pass ability. But what Jason Kidd didn't have this early on in his career is explosiveness to the hoop. I mean, he hasn't been effective with it yet, but if you watch some of his college games and stuff like that, he's explosive to the hoop.
Jason Kidd offensively got a lot better as his year.
Yeah, he wasn't a great offensive scorer, Jason Kidd. The first few years in the league.
Well, and he learned the 3-point later on in his career when he was slower. He learned how to shoot 3 points better than he used to. So, for Jason Kidd, that is.
I'm not worried about Lonzo. I'm not worried about his scoring.
I'm still holding true that he's going to get 30 points per game. Maybe not this year, but at some point in his career, he's going to be close. I mean, you got to give it to me if he's like 28.
What do you consider? Okay, you consider 28 close because I don't want you going like, well, 15 points a game is pretty, or 16 points a game is pretty close.
Yeah,
I think career average Lonzo will get more closer to 20 points per game. Career average.
I think at the end of his career, he's a 18 points a game guy.
Okay. All right. We'll see.
And I think this year
18 and 10.
I think this year he'll be 11 to 12 points a game.
I think he's going to be somewhere between 0 and 30.
Cool.
Somewhere in between there. I know that's a kind of a real small scale there.
And if he's 16, he's closer to 30 than he is 0.
Exactly. All right, guys, we're releasing Monday Quadruple Double Basketball. It's our newest edition of buybacks. And it's unlike anything else. It's a unique buyback that includes buyback cards of all the top players and wax. So every case, there's 30 cases that we made, is going to have 10 to 15 buyback cards, including Michael Jordan, all the big names. And it's going to have 4 randomly inserted wax boxes over the last 10 years. There's some 03-04 stuff in there. There's some 06, 07. There's Eminence, as you can see on the screen. There's going to be a $5,000 Eminence box in one of the breaks. We have some 06, 07 Exquisite that's going to be in the breaks. This is just a glimpse of what's in an Eminence case. If you guys forgot, this stuff came out in 14, 15.
And Eminence cards still sell extremely well.
Minimum $200 card. Sky's the limit on Wiggins and Curry and some of the 101s. I mean, you're talking about 10, 20 grand on some of these cards. 05, 06 Exquisite is in the set. Actually, it might be 06, 07. It's either 05, 06 or 06 or 7. Either way, it's really hard to get. Actually, I'm gonna get the box right now. But it's
really hope it's that box that's on the slide. There's a Jordan.
Micah.
It's Jordan on the Bulls. It's Jordan on the Bulls.
06, 07.
06, 07.
Which still has the possible LeBron and Jordan in their pro
It's got dual logo mans. It's got Michael Jordan, LeBron James, anybody. It's licensed. It's some of the most gorgeous designs that have been pretty much copied throughout the year from Panini on their higher end stuff. They kind of set the precedent. But other boxes included in the set: Flawless, Immaculate, National Treasures, 07, 08 SPX, other older licensed Upper Deck NBA products, Prism, Spectra, and more. 10 years of products. So it's going to be insane. So like our buybacks, you also have the randomness of what could come out of the boxes as well. It's a 30-spot break, $89.99 a spot. So with the possibilities of very cheap buy-in. If you buy in before November 5th, which is Sunday, you entered in to win a signed Steph Curry jersey just for an early bird promotion that we're doing to try to get people to buy spots for the break. And I think the first one's almost sold out already. We're going to do probably 5 or 6 cases on Monday. And you can see some of the cards in the next slide. There's LeBron James in there. We've got Ben Simmons has an auto in the set, which is, Ben Simmons only signs for Upper Decks is one of his SPX rookie autos. Probably already going up by the minute. There's a 86, 87 Flair Jordan in there. So, and we've got, like I said, we got Curry. We've got Lonzo Ball cracked ice in there. It's insane. Karl Anthony Towns, Flawless. I mean, any player you can think of from the buyback portion is in the set. It's going to be a can't-miss set. Only 30 cases made, and it's going to be a lot of fun, so don't miss out. So, I want to get into pluses and minuses, which is a segment about the new products that came out. There's like 17 products that came out last week. And then we're going to say something good and we're going to say something bad about each product. So it's a new segment called Pluses and Minus.
What if I don't have anything good to say about it?
And then, as your mom said, don't say anything nice at all.
That's cool. My voice hurts. My throat hurts. It hurts to talk, so I won't say anything.
We'll start with Tech. Tech came out last week, one of the 5, 6, 7, 8 releases that came out. My pluses was Reese Hoskins, first auto. My minus... ugly ass cards. We'll go Dan.
Oh man, you really went into detail there.
I did.
You broke it down. All right.
All I do is drop knowledge.
Plus, on-card autos, and 4 autographs in a box. Cons. Really, really, really hard to tell which are parallels. Even if they're stamped and numbered, it's hard to tell. That's pretty much it. I mean. You got another pro. I got 3 pros on this one. If you're into grading cards, these tend to really grade well.
That's a good point.
So, boom, on the C-Rad. Or
C-Rad. Pluses and minus. Bowman High Tech.
Bowman High Tech. Pretty good prospect product. Like you said, there's Reese Hoskins in there. There's that Gleyber Torres. The minus, actually, you know what? I actually like the design. I'm gonna add that as a plus for me. I'm kind of partial to high tech. It's not great. It's not the greatest design, but I don't think it's that ugly. Minus is that the fact that Topps will do this, where there's gonna be teams with like no hits, no base
that's
cards.
A really good point.
Or the team will have 1 hit. So as for us, for breakers, it's very hard to sell when you can't sell every single team. Like
absolutely,
it's just. You're either going to be like getting close to like, not making anything or breaking even on these type of products because they're not every team is represented.
Yeah, and we pre-sell and sucks having to, tell you guys, hey, your team doesn't have any hits, you're getting a refund, and we held on your money for a couple months. And honestly, if you guys do find out on the checklist that there is no hits, email us. We're gonna, sometimes we don't catch it right away. We try to stay on top of it, but with a million releases, we don't know.
Especially on a release week where there's 5, 6 new products, it's gonna be hard to catch it the day of.
Right.
And I think last week I think it's the reason why I got sick. It was just too much going on Wednesday.
It was high tech, probably. Right?
It was all of it. Just Wednesday was like a blur. Like I swear, like I went to sleep Wednesday and then I woke up. It's Wednesday again. Like I don't remember what happened.
Yeah, it's I kind of feel you there too.
Wait,
well,
what?
I was sick last week. I'm recovering now.
What day was it? Wednesday that I was here till was it the Wednesday that I was here till 4?
No,
No, I think you were. Yeah, you did like that
No,
hoops break, right?
that was on a weekend. I think it was like a Saturday night.
I thought it was on Hoops release, wasn't it?
I think
Hoops
it was. I
Random?
think he's right. Yeah, I don't think he started hoops.
See, I don't remember.
And we even moved to hoops from you. Imagine that you would have been here. I would have got here at 9, and you'd just be like, Ben Simmons or
I remember
Lonzo Ball.
I remember I ate my lunch at 7:00 at night.
Nice.
I was back there eating my sandwich at 7:00.
Your salad?
It was a sandwich. No, well, I don't even know what it was. It was a sandwich.
No, your stigma is that you always eat salads.
I do
figured
eat salads.
I'd
I
figure.
actually, I haven't had a good salad for a while. I should probably get one now.
Salad farm, baby.
Salute.
I got a few pictures of high tech if you hadn't seen it. There are some good designs. I like the Lazarito design, the Bowman throwback design. I like that. Those don't come out as often. Just not a fan. And that's just me personally. I like Sterling. I like Chrome for prospects.
You like the classic design.
I like the classic. I don't like a lot of things going on in my card, and sometimes you can't even see I mean, that's a nice design too, but that doesn't come out as often either. So I mean, it's got some nice parts to it, but for me, I'd rather collect Chrome and stuff like that. So, but not to say there's not a lot of value in high tech. So, Archives Signatures Active Player Edition, Archives Postseason Edition will be coming out next week, but Archives Active Edition came out last week. Confusing. There's about 17 Archives releases
Wait, there's
here.
another Archives coming out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And then they release snapshots too. So who even knows?
Is that the one behind me?
Yes. Pluses, on-card autos, minuses, choice of design on some of the cards. If you don't know about the set, it's purely buybacks. It's base cards that were signed and numbered. So here's an example. The judges are going for a lot, number to 99. They used there's a 101 Bregman there, Corpus Christi hooks. And if you go to the next slide, bad choice of design, I think. Why? They didn't have they didn't they don't have no mini magnetics, man. I mean, come on. Why? There was no other Fowler card laying around that you could have had signed?
No.
Had to go the mini, huh? So that's some of the design choices, some of the cards that they picked is my minus for the set. Dan.
My issue with buybacks like this is that the cards are not designed to have autographs on them, so they always look like the autos are in the wrong spot. If you look like that right there, that card was not designed to have an autograph
Correct.
on it.
Yeah.
So it looks like they all look like they're in-person autos.
They do.
That's like if you get like a Chrome card, it has the little faded area where they're supposed to sign. I like that.
Yes.
When you get cards like this that are buybacks, a lot of the players are just signing them like,
they don't know. Yeah.
They're signing them like that. They're signing them like Dexter Fowler. Right? He couldn't really do much with that, but yeah, there's just the auto is inconsistent. It's not in the same spot.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, and Doug C's got a good point in the chat that the heritage cards are good cards to sign, and we saw that with that Bregman. I'm glad they used a decent amount of heritage cards in there because they are perfect for that. But yeah, C-Rat, I think you got a case of that one on the weekend. What did you think?
I like it. It's a fun product. It's you know why it's a fun product? It's like, what's that other one that came out where it's just like in case hits? Clearly, right? Mm-hmm. But I like the variation to these type of products. Like you really don't know what you're gonna pull.
Yeah.
Or like what card year. I have a question actually for you guys. So that's a pro for me that I like the variation. The con, I would say the same thing. That looks awful right there. A little mini in a magnet. I have a question. These buybacks, just like honors football. So like, if it's a first Bowman base card and they got somebody to sign it, what do baseball collectors feel about those cards?
Well, I think they still consider it a 2017 Archives. I'm sure there'll be people that will still try to list it as a rookie auto.
Yeah.
But what Topps did good here was with honors, they actually included cards that were supposedly supposed to be autographed.
Yeah.
These ones were never supposed to be. These are all base cards that they had people sign. So I did see some refractors and things like that they used, but they were all cards that weren't intended to have an autograph, I guess, if that makes sense. So they kind of separate the two. So I think people are still gonna list this as that'd be interesting. We should probably see eBay and see if people are listing
They're all,
that as
they
a
all
rookie
have
card.
they all have the gold stamp on it too. So
Yeah, exactly. Like that, what they do with the honors
Yeah.
as well. But that's a good point. I think honors was a little bit different of an animal because they were taking an NT card. Those were Panini replacement cards, and they put them in the set, and they were already always intended to be autographed. These ones never were. So that's a good point.
why does Topps never put their sticker over the magnet?
That's another good question. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna tweet out Topps one of these days and say, hey,
It looks like they also use the screw downs, huh?
No.
Oh, they do there. Look.
Oh,
So I guess it just depends on what guy you got in the mailroom. You know what I'm saying?
oh, yeah, okay.
Laziness or doing it right. Maybe they're like, he's gonna want to take the mini out. It looks stupid, so we're gonna put it to the side.
But it doesn't matter. It still has to come off.
They actually taped them they taped on the redemptions too. So I made a joke in the chat. I was like, how can I scratch this off? It's sealed. It's encased. All right, we're gonna move on to pluses and minus. NT baseball came out last week. For me, it was surprising. Last year was an absolute dumpster fire for NT. I mean, they cranked out the presses and they didn't have a lot of good assets in the product. This one has the most bat knobs, most bat plates that I can remember. Judge, Bellinger, Benintendi, all the guys you want are in here, and lots of sick memorabilia. My plus in this one is variety. I think they knocked it out of the park with variety. Minus, it's going to be a tough one to say minus. Minus, obviously they don't have Trout autos, Bryant autos, Ichiro autos, or there's a few more guys that I left off. That's probably my minus.
Man, you missed the low-hanging fruit there.
What's that?
Minus.
The logos?
No logos.
Yeah, well, that is a very low-hanging fruit that we've used for a while.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna skip you, but you can go ahead.
Oh, the funny thing is that it really, really, really does hurt when I talk, but I can't stop talking.
Yeah, that's how I was.
National Treasures. It's better.
It's better as your plus?
It's better. They
A lot better.
no, I mean, they needed this. They needed this to be good for the brand.
Yeah. Same thing with IMAX,
National
right?
Treasures was, if this was another poor release for the baseball line, they may have never been able to make another good NT baseball. NT would have been a strictly football and basketball brand.
Yeah.
So they needed a good one. 16 was bad. 15 was bad. I think the last good year was 14.
And I think they might have took a year off. I think there was 13, and then they skipped 14.
Okay, well,
I know what you mean.
The first year was 12.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yes.
The following year, the next year they did it. It was good, but it was nothing like 12.
Right.
And then it consistently got worse as it came out. 17, they put the content in there.
Yep.
Really nice patches. A lot of on-card stuff.
They got the biggest names that they could.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
They have the Mantle exclusive.
Ken Griffey Jr. is in there a lot.
the only drawback in
We got some pictures of the cards in the next slide.
My-
Some of the big hits.
my negative, my negative.
Yes.
I'm negative Dan over here. The books that are just like a bat relic.
Yes.
Like a little. They did try to dress them up with like little acetate foil kind of. They try to dress them up, but at the end of the day, don't make a book card that has a little tiny relic in it.
Yeah.
It looks ridiculous.
Yeah, and that is my gripe with cards in general. I think Panini's the worst offender. Don't make book cards make a book card a rare card. You get it like one every 10 cases. A book card shouldn't be in every box. Just shouldn't happen. It's just a waste of cardboard. And you can't display them properly, even if you get those damn magnetics. It's gonna look stupid.
I mean, sometimes they do like a big swatch, a big relic swatch on a book card.
Hey,
And it's single color, but almost make that into just a regular card with a big swatch on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't make it you're just pissing people off at that point.
The great example is actually that card that we just pulled in hockey, right? The Kane 1/1.
Well,
That is a great book card.
That's how you make a book card.
Yep.
That's how you make a card. It's like in general. Like that is one of the nicest patches
ever.
ever.
And I think we have that one coming up too. We'll show you guys that. But I have some pictures of bat knobs and plates from here. Just beautiful cards. 101 there, Charlie Keeler. These are cards that have been on eBay. Corey Seager bat knob. They got a big bat knob checklist. Last year there was hardly a checklist for bat knobs. We actually pulled this exact card, not this exact card, but one of the ones from the run. So Topps made a card similar to this. It wasn't live, so Panini was able to produce this and make it live, put it in the box.
That is
Heck
sick.
of a random. We pulled that one on Friday. Dan did.
RPAs are super nice too.
The RPA's got a clean design on card. And I know you guys complain about logos, but I think they do a good job of not bringing that to the forefront that there is no logos. I mean, the way the photo, the choice they use, yeah, obviously you can see they airbrushed out part of the Yankees logo, and, you can't see his hat. So they do a good job of hiding the logo. And obviously it just says New York and not the Yankees, which makes it very problematic when you're sorting and shipping cards from this product, especially when you don't know baseball. But they've done a good job of making people forget that there's not logos. In my opinion, I know you guys are gonna be like, "Boo hoo, Homer." I'm not a Homer for Panini, but they're gonna be like, "You guys break it. That's why the logos don't matter." This is probably the set that really stands out.
This is a segment where Doug actually has a conversation with himself.
Yes. Hey, I'm trying to save your voice over here. Dude.
No, I mean, I if anybody else noticed, that was a 2-person conversation being done by one person.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there I am.
Right on cue. I secretly have a remote over here. I'm about to turn C-Rad off, make me bigger screen, and I'm just going to have a full-on conversation with myself. I'm going to answer myself. I'm going to make my points, and I'm always going to be right. That's the great thing about it when you talk to yourself. Always right. Poof. I think we need to upgrade from the Sony Handycam maybe to an iPhone. Maybe just stand up an iPhone over there.
Dude, quick aside, is your ex really coming in on Friday?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not getting mine for a month.
Well, yeah, because you probably didn't buy it at midnight like my crazy ass.
Oh, my God.
I was up until midnight, dude, drinking a Red Bull. I got on there. I had 15 windows open.
I gotta watch you use it for like a month. I'm gonna be hella jelly.
You're gonna be here on Friday, right? It's getting delivered here, bro. I'm gonna be like, boom.
All right. Anyways, hoops.
Oh, what the?
I'm getting him off the camera there. If you love it so much, Marriott, I'm thinking about it, man. I'm thinking about it. Hoops, NBA, a lot of base cards. That's what I can say. Plus, amazing rookie class. Minus, I just said it, lots of base cards. Marathon break. No matter how much you swing it.
Word up.
C-Rad, what's pluses and minus?
Plus is with hoops for me, and all of everybody that breaks with us knows this is true. I love hoops. I love it every year. I'm gonna marry it. The design, I like looking at the variety of base cards. Once again, it reminds me of a kid opening up cards as a kid. That that nostalgia it brings.
Yeah.
And I keep saying this over and over. It's not meant to be group broken. This type of product. It's meant to be, single personal box. You go to the card shop. You buy a couple of packs at the card shop.
Yep.
This is not a product that's supposed to be group broken. But because of the demand of this draft class, we got to do it. We just have to do it because of the draft class.
Absolutely.
So that's the minus for me too. It's like it's a base heavy product that's we're not
supposed to break it. Yeah, like you just said, it's the rookie class is so hot that we're looking for anything. I mean, we're gonna probably break retail this year. I mean, that's what's crazy about this product.
Yeah.
About this whole year that we just talked about in the NBA segment is that this is just literally crack cocaine in card form. I mean, it's who can get the next Lonzo rookie, who can get the next Lonzo auto, who can connect the next Tatum rookie.
Yeah, this is a great point
nuts.
Too. The Lonzo base autograph from Hoop sells for like what, $400?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I have a slide next.
Dude, I can't even remember the last time a base rookie card from Hoop sold for $400.
Welcome back, Dan. Dan's joining us here live on the show.
I'll tell you right now, if it goes off again, it's gonna get I'm gonna throw the microphone at it.
Let me get it on camera at least. That'll be a good moment. Yeah, $400. I mean, I think
that is. I don't remember any year where a base rookie card sells for $400. I just don't.
Have Dan sit behind you like a Step Brothers interview, job interview. I think Wiggins was probably like 150, right?
150.
Yeah.
Karl Anthony Towns was maybe close to 200. That's it.
What are you guys talking about?
Stay in your lane. Hoops. We're on the hoops. Talking about how crazy it is that Lonzo Ball selling for $430.
You know what? I've never seen one of those.
Neither have I in 10 cases either. 20 cases, whatever we did. 150. Haven't pulled one yet. We're due though, so check out our randoms tomorrow. There's one tomorrow.
Conrad and myself were talking to Panini. I don't know if he brought this up when we were at the rookie photo shoot, and Lonzo has just as many autos as everybody else.
Yeah. They're not short printing.
They're not short printing them. I think it's just they made that much.
Hoops is just a product where they're making thousands of cases, dude.
Then we didn't get the Lonzo Ball cases.
Yeah, we did. We got the Jason Tatum cases.
If they didn't short print them, then we would have hit one.
We're
by
talking.
now.
I think we're tens of thousands of cases.
Yeah, exactly.
And Topps didn't short print Bellinger and Chrome either. Right?
How many? I don't know. I don't know anybody at Topps.
Yeah, we do. We know.
But I can't. I didn't have this conversation. I've had this conversation with somebody at Panini. Ball is signing just as much autos now. I don't know how they're going to use those autos, but he did sign just as much as the rest of the rookies. Now, are they going to hold some of them back because they have, a higher value? Maybe, who knows? But
yeah,
they're out there.
They are out there.
They put them to work.
This is blowing my mind that his Hoops auto is selling for $400.
And just an update on the thank you guys for participating in the poll. Is Lonzo Ball for real? We got 29% yes, 26% no, and 45% don't care. So half of you guys.
How many don't care?
45%. Out of the 31 votes, about 14 of you said F this. I don't give a F.
Those are my people.
Yep.
Those are my people.
Join Dan. And join Dan in his hippie rhetoric.
Get off my lawn.
But I think we got one more thing to go pluses and minuses, and that's the cup. The cup is run over.
That's plus right there, baby.
That's the one upper deck hockey product that is literally crack cocaine. I've used this twice. I've said crack cocaine twice in the segment. But this stuff is ridiculous. It's some of the most beautiful cards. It brings you back that when you see some of the exquisite basketball cards from back in 03, 04, up until when they lost the license in 9-10. It makes you wish that they still had the basketball license because of the beauty of these hockey cards. Bring it back for me and buying some of these old upper deck cards because they're just phenomenal in their design department. And Austin Matthews, if you go to the next slide, Austin Matthews, one of his autos, and this is, I think, kind of low, sold for $9,750, and that's the number to 99. 9,000, and that's low. I mean, I think last year McDavid was $14,000 was the lowest selling one. So obviously Matthews is not McDavid, but he's pretty close. I mean, $9,000 for a second year guy is insane. So you guys that make fun of hockey cards do sell.
Actually, the hockey market is the highest selling market out of all card collectibles, sport cards.
I don't know about that, but I would say basketball.
Not Hall of Fame wise,
right?
But if you're talking about year to year RPAs and you compare all the sports,
sure,
hockey's blowing everything out the water.
I agree with you there on the one guy. Usually the one guy.
We'll see this year.
We'll see. Yeah, there might not be anybody this year. But what's crazy though about it, there's a separation, and I'm not disagreeing with you there. Is the fact that we put it in perspective last year. Is you had a Connor McDavid RPA to 99 that sells for, I think Dan knows where I'm going with this, $14,000, right? And you have a Jonas Donskoy, a rookie for the Sharks, same card. I bought it for $2. So in basketball, you don't have that huge separation. You have like a Jaylen Brown, you have a Brandon Ingram. You don't have a huge separation from a $2 card to a $14,000 card. That's what's crazy about and exciting about hockey at the same time.
Yeah, and in basketball, you have like probably 3 tiers of rookie value. In hockey, you have 25 tiers.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean,
but you're right. If you compared all the rookies, right, I guess that would be the highest selling rookie. So to prove your point there, I mean, Judge didn't sell for that much. Ingram or
the highest rookie in basketball in the most recent memory is Cat, and his self, I think he maxed out at like 4,500
on a base, right?
On a RPA at a 99, yeah.
Yeah. Why? So that's a good question. Before we move on, why?
Market, I think. Market appeal.
Am I?
I'm looking at both you guys.
Yeah. You're looking at me like I'm.
I would say with hockey, the card collectors in hockey are willing to pay more for their and it's not necessarily an international thing like basketball. The reason why basketball sells so well is because it's an international sport.
Yeah.
And you got guys across the seas that are paying a lot of money for the good cards. Football.
More of American, yeah.
Football and even baseball I know baseball is a little bit more international than football, but those guys, you're getting collectors from America mostly buying up the big superstars.
Sure.
So I don't know, hockey with Canada being, obviously Canada hockey being huge, maybe their market They have more money to spend because they get free healthcare. I don't know.
I don't know. It's maybe it's just because there's just one card a year that people want, and it's just like everybody. There's 99 of those, and everybody's like been waiting for that one. All the big spenders, the ones that the diehard high end hockey collectors, all wait for this one card. We probably got to get somebody that does more hockey than us to explain the phenomenon of the Cup RPA.
Because
I think it happened.
Basketball makes sense, right? Because it's international.
Right. I think it started with Sidney Crosby. Is my opinion was Sidney Crosby was the next big thing next to Wayne Gretzky, and I think his Cup RPAs were like crazy out of the gate, and I think it's kind of momentum is carried every year for the Cup for the next guy every year. There's a next guy, Nathan McKinnon. There was Nail Yakupov. Every year there's a new guy that's the Cup rookie you want. Last year it was McDavid. This year it's Austin Matthews. This year we'll see with 2 Leaf exclusives with the first and second overall that aren't going to have RPAs in Cup. We'll see who emerges as the number one guy in Cup.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, my plus with this, are we still doing a plus and minus?
Yes.
All right. My plus with this is that the card stock, the design, it's super consistent with the Cup and high-end upper deck. Really classy design. My minus on it real quick, the RPA design. Previous years and last year had a bigger patch window. This one, I think it can use a bigger patch.
Yeah.
The window on the patch, it doesn't really pop like a typical RPA.
Yeah.
So and that's the draw with a lot of these hockey cards. You want the really, really nice patches. That right there looks like an RPA that you would get in a cheaper design. So that's my fallback. That's my drawback with the RPA design. I wish it had a bigger patch window, a slightly bigger patch window.
I'm going to start a new poll question. Is it crazy to pay $10K for an Austin Matthews RPA? And that's going to be on our Twitter. You guys can talk about this card. A Mojo Exchange. We have a new program that started about a couple weeks ago. Dan's working with like a Jamaica with 5 jobs with it. Mojo Exchange. It is you hit a card in our break and you want to sell it, we will get it up on eBay next business day. So we hit this insane 1 of 1 upper deck game use patch card. It's a book card. I know it's hard to tell from the picture of Patrick Kane. Absolute fabulous, head thing from the Indian on the Blackhawks logo.
Head thing.
Headdress. Headdress is the word.
Probably my most favorite card that I've hit in recent memory. That is an insane card.
Go ahead, and you guys can keep talking. I'm going to get the poll question up. Go ahead and talk about the beauty of this card in the Cup. And you can talk about your pluses and minuses for the Cup.
Well, I was the one who listed it up on the Mojo Exchange, so I was able to kind of watch in the first... Usually you don't see cards jump up that fast, but in the first, 2 hours it was up to $900. And you could see there was 48 bids, but there was, I think there was 40 or 50 watchers in the first 3 hours. So there was a lot of action. It sold for $2,000. That's a lot of money for a book card. The patch is amazing. But book cards tend to not sell for as much as, regular cards for the most part.
Yep.
People, it's hard to show them off. It's hard to display them. So they usually don't sell for as much, but that patch is so nice. I was like, it could go for $5,000. I don't know. It's hard to put a value on it, but $2,000 I think is pretty much the right price. Phenomenal card.
Yeah, too difficult on that one, Busta. Maybe in the future we'll be able to get somebody that can man that, but with our experience with Buy It Nows, there's a bunch of people sending messages trying to get it off eBay, stuff like that, and we just don't have the manpower to manage all those messages and then also communicate back and forth with you about your Buy It Now price and what you want to sell it for. So at this point, no, we're just running auctions. But
yeah, if we were to sit there and do the Buy It Now, I think that we would get a lot of people trying to do a Buy It Now at a higher price than what it's going to sell for, and then we'd have to field offers, and then we'd have to contact somebody every time an offer is sent. It would be 20 times the amount of work.
Right.
And right now, I be honest with you, running it at 5 days and doing the volume that we're doing out of the gate, we barely have enough time to do what we're doing right now.
Right. Yeah, and maybe in the future when we get somebody else that's to help Dan,
I think the next thing that we may add to it is an option to do a 3-day listing.
Yeah.
Instead of a 5-day listing. But that's pretty much where we're at right now. It's going to grow slowly. We're going to implement new ideas. We've already talked about the best offer portion of it. Again, it just seems like it'll add far more workload.
Right. But maybe something in the future.
Maybe something in the future.
We've got we're supposed to be live with 5-star, but we do have some spots available for 5-star number 3, and that was what we were just talking about. Mojo Exchange. We sell your cards from breaks, and we do cash or credit, and we pay the fee. So it's 85% if you want cash. You just say, hey, straight cash, homie, like Randy Moss. Or if you want store credit, it's 95%. So if you're like, hey, I'm just going to get into a break again anyway, that's your best route. And we do all the work. We ship it for you. We take the scan. All you got to do is submit it through our Mojo support. At the top of our website, there's a portion called Mojo Exchange. You just list how you want to list it. It gives you the option to do cash. Very easy process. And it's up next business day. So, but if you do submit on a Friday night, it won't be up until Monday. So just because there's nobody on the weekends at work. So next business day, and sometimes same business day if it's early enough in the day. Like today, we got a couple 5-star cards already up from this morning's break. So, it just makes it real simple if you're selling your cards. Now, obviously, if you're just collecting, then, hey, the service isn't for you. But if you plan on selling, we're going to get probably more views than you're going to get from your eBay account unless you're a power seller. And we're going to do everything for you. So it makes it really easy.
And the other thing, you don't have to deal with the headache of a non-paying bidder.
Yeah.
Which happens quite often.
It happens all the time. We take
That's a good point.
We take that risk for you. So if somebody bids on a card, it goes up to $80, and then they decide they don't want it, you don't have to deal with that anymore.
We pay out within a business day.
We pay out whatever the card sells for. It's kind of
don't bid on your own cards.
Yeah, but we've already caught some people shield bidding, so we want to make sure
Yeah, if you do bid on your own card or shield bid or anything,
you won't be able to use the program again.
Yeah, but everything is monitored and everything is watched. So I go through and actually look at all the bids and check out all the feedbacks and stuff like that. So,
yep, we do all the work for you. Just kick back. It's like, easy service. So let's fill up that 5-star, but we got one more segment. We got one more product, then we got one more small segment. Prism NFL, plus and minus. Plus, like the design this year, great design. Minus, too many inserts. Dan.
Far too many inserts, yes. Good design. Pretty typical with the previous years. It has been hot. I mean, I pulled I don't know how many one-of-ones I pulled last year or previous years, but I have opened just a handful of boxes, maybe a total of like a case and a half, and I pulled 2 finite one-of-ones. Yeah. One Brady and one Antonio Gates.
Yeah.
Yep. So I mean,
you're on fire.
Yep.
Only me.
Only you. And what was your negative?
Too many inserts.
Same as me. Yeah. It's hard. That's a glaringly obvious one. C-Rad, what do you think?
Pluses. This product is loaded. It's nice as always. I love Prism. Basketball, football, whatever Prism it is, I love it. It's like Dan was saying, it's pretty loaded. I've been pulling a bunch of one-on-ones too. I actually pulled another Tom Brady one-on-one. I don't know if you guys seen that.
I did. That was insane.
Yep. And then you get all the top rookies in every case. Not all the top rookies. You get a good amount of the top rookies in every single case. And by negatives inserts, you guys mean like the non, like just the different, you guys feel like there's too many different inserts in the product? Or?
Yeah, too many different
parallels. Like rise up and
no.
You mean parallels?
Too many different
parallels.
Too many different colored variations.
Yeah, like the 249, the 99.
I love that stuff, dude. I love it.
I'm just a regular. I want my gold. I want my, my refractor, and that's it.
I feel like they didn't put enough parallels. I feel like orange, teal, camel, rainbow,
I think
purple,
you're high, man.
red.
Yeah.
Not enough, dude.
Not enough, huh?
Green scope, not enough parallels. I need more, dude.
Tie dye, Mojo Prism.
I love my rainbows, dude.
Building a rainbow, Skittles. All right, so. Yep, that was but Prism, very nice staple product. You see some of the images. Those are some of the patch autos introduced. And we want to talk some NFL trades. Jimmy G now in the Bay Area, right down the street from us. Jimmy G. He's going to bring the chicks into the stadium. There wasn't enough females at the game, so they brought in Jimmy G. the male model, the Greek god of football, and
Oh, damn, I need to tell my wife to quit the 49ers now.
seriously, I mean, but he's brought in to maybe win some games, maybe give some hope to some fans. We'll see. He sat behind Brady. He's got the pedigree. He's got the resume. I think it was a good trade for both sides. Obviously, I'm a little biased as a Niners fan, and I like Beathard, but now we have Jimmy G. We got some options. We'll see how he does, and then in the offseason, we'll see what draft pick we get, and we can move a quarterback or not. And then the Patriots got a second-round pick for Jimmy G, which is pretty much almost a first-round pick because the Niners are probably not going to win a game this year, or maybe win one. So it'll be the first or second pick in the second round. So, interesting. NFL had more moves than I could ever remember. They're like, hey, baseball, you thought you guys had trade deadline moves? Look at us. We're going to be right in the forefront.
That's a great trade for the Niners.
I think so. We'll see.
So that pretty much means that Kirk Cousins will not be a 49er next year.
I don't know. You never know. I mean, probably the odds are going down now.
So I would say, okay, so let's say the Niners will probably end up with the first, second, or third pick in the draft. Safe to say, right? Unless they go on a crazy winning streak.
They're gonna have that. They're gonna have one of those picks.
If they got Jimmy G, and I think Jimmy G, young, he could be a franchise quarterback.
Oh,
I think
sure.
that's a good move for the Niners. So the Niners obviously trade out of their first, second, and third overall pick. They don't need one of the two quarterbacks. They're gonna go. So they trade out of that. They are not one player away.
Right.
They are how many players on an NFL roster?
53.
So they're about 51 players away from being a
who's
good.
Who's the two guys? Who's the other guy?
Jimmy G and Joe Staley.
Ooh, maybe. You're right. And Jay Ajayi, the Dolphins just went straight loco. They're 4-3. They say right off the season, we're going to make example of Jay Ajayi, who has the most yards after carry out of any NFL running back in the last 2 years. Guy's getting 200-yard games last year. He's a workhorse. Hey, we're 4-3. Hey, let's trade him for a fourth-round pick and just give up on the season. Man, it must suck to be a Dolphins fan.
Dude, running backs, though. That's the value on running backs. He ran for over, 1,300 yards last year, something crazy like that. He was one of the best running backs in the league, but I think NFL teams are like, we could find it's next to man up as a running back. It's who do they got? Who do they have behind him?
Kenyon Drake.
Kenyon Drake
is pick him up in fantasy leagues if you haven't already.
So Kenyon Drake, he'll be the guy. They obviously think that he can do Jay Ajayi type things.
Yeah, and I Bus, I was going to get to that. I know he was kind of a douchebag, and it was a punishment. He said Gay said he was going to punish somebody, and this was what happened. Is cutting him, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe you bench him first. Maybe bench him a game. I mean, you think you could get more than a fourth rounder from him? I mean, props to the Eagles. Getting a guy that they already have, LeGarrette Blount, who's having a pretty good season, and now you add Jay Ajayi as just building the depth chart on the running back stable. So we'll see how that pans out. Now, if maybe he is a cancer. We'll see. Maybe he hurts the Eagles. But 4-3 is hard to trade your starting running back, regardless of the way he acts. I don't know. I mean, I know the Dolphins have had 3 quarterbacks, and really 4-3 is really not what the season should be. But just kind of an interesting move, in my opinion. But yep, Browns questionable trade. Weird situation yesterday.
Since 1964?
Yeah, rebuilding since 1964. A.J. McCarron was traded to the Browns from the Bengals for a second and third round pick, but the Browns didn't turn in the trade before the deadline. So they were out there popping champagne and celebrating that they were going to have A.J. McCarron. Well, they didn't turn in the trade in time, so they didn't get the trade. So they do not have A.J. McCarron. So now they have to go to Deshaun Kaiser and say, hey, I know you heard that A.J. McCarron's coming in. We didn't get him, so you're our franchise quarterback again. Don't stay out to 2 in the morning anymore. Browns, epic failure. Can you fail any more than the Browns have just failed with quarterbacks? I mean, this is just a long line of failing at quarterbacks. I mean, you got Manziel, you got Tim Couch, you had Brady Quinn. You've got all these guys that had so much promise. Are they just bad luck, or is it's just cursed to become Cleveland Brown quarterback?
Seneca Wallace.
Dude, I think they have 17 quarterbacks the last 18 years. It's insane.
It's got to be a curse.
How many Detmers? They had a couple of them, right?
They had Coy, Ty, Roger Detmer. I mean, they had all of them. They had the whole Detmer family.
Derek Anderson.
Whedon.
Brandon Whedon.
Shit, we can keep going. Who else do we have? There's a lot more. There's a lot. RG3.
RG3. Terrell Pryor. You were going to say Terrell Pryor.
I was going to say Terrell Pryor.
Yeah.
What's Kevin Hogan? I don't think he was ever going to be anything anyway. I mean, smart guy.
Oh, he's still there. He's still there, though.
He's still there.
He's still. He can't. Yeah.
They had Brock Osweiler, and then they let him go.
Jeff
Garcia.
Getting back to this year in the Browns and their quarterback, like they're doing this weird quarterback by committee type deal. Yeah. They have like 1 week it's Hogan, next week it's Kaiser. The 1 week they had what's his name from USC, Cody Kessler out there. It's like, I mean, is it Hugh Jackson?
Yes,
is probably just gonna walk out one day and be like, can't do it. I mean, I can't. Could somebody play quarterback? They had Andy Lee, right?
Yes.
Andy Lee could probably throw the ball a little bit.
It's amazing how many times they've gotten a quarterback and none of them have panned out. Not one guy's shown any resemblance of being a quarterback.
So what happens if Tom Brady plays for the Browns? Aaron Rodgers.
I know.
Ben Roethlisberger. Does the same thing happen? Is it the fact that they cannot find talent, they cannot evaluate talent, or is it
just truly a curse?
I don't really believe in curses, but is it like what Kirk Cousins? What if he signs with the Browns? Is he just going to fall apart?
I mean, at this point, I think that's the call you don't want to get, is that you've either been drafted by the Browns or you've been traded to the Browns. I think that's just like, oh, God, it's like a Madden curse. It's like the Browns curse. You're a quarterback for the Browns. You're never going to be good. History's proven itself. And there's A.J. McCarron. He's probably that was after he found out he was back on the Bengals. That was his face. He was happy hanging out with his wife.
Dude, he would have liked, that would have been a good trade for him.
We just talked about all the failures.
Yeah, but I mean, if any backup quarterback in the league would probably prefer to go to the Browns and start than to be a backup to Andy Dalton.
Well, Andy Dalton's job security is not 100. I mean, we ripped on him a few weeks
everybody
ago.
Sits there and everybody says that. Everybody's like, "Oh man, Andy Dalton's going to get pulled. He never does. And I'm gone again."
Well, that was the last segment anyway. We're going to get into 5-star. Dan's camera just it's sick as well. If Dan's sick, the camera's sick, you know.
Here goes the camera. It's going to die.
I don't know what's going on. I don't think it was charged enough, and then we just went live, and it's just sucking the battery. But at least you got my face, and you got Catherine. Better, yeah, you got Catherine Webb's face. I think that's her name. But anyways, we're going to sign out for the show. Thank you guys for tuning in. We missed last week. I was sick. There was a million effing releases. We're back. We're going to roll through with our momentum. We're going to have more Twitter polls. I think those are fun. And be sure to check out 5-star, quadruple double, all the stuff that's coming out, and all the breaks today. And don't go anywhere. We're going to be live breaking 5-star. Peace out, guys.
Peace, everybody. No outro today. iPad died.
Everything's dying today.